Alright, what the fuck up? How are we doing, y'all? Right as I reacted to Mrs. Puff's theory, Alex Bale just came out with another new video. The evolution theory. And, this video came out, when did this come out? A couple hours ago, 5 hours ago. And Alex Bale, the last time I checked, he had like 190,000 subscribers. Now he's at 208, like the past couple days. So yeah. Does anyone remember the episode where Mr. Krabs was making soap made of Krabby Patties? And how he was fattening up Pearl? Yeah. Pearl is Mr. Krabs' sugar baby. Or Mr. Krabs is Pearl's sugar daddy. That's why, yeah, okay. So, Alex, blow my mind. And I'm going to be the first one to react to this fucking video.
Are the Bikini Bottom citizens the result of nuclear radiation?
Yes, they are under an island called Bikini Atoll. That's where we did nuclear testing in the 1950s.
Who is Pearl's mother?
I don't know.
What is the Krabby Patty's secret formula?
I know this. It's on the internet. It's crab. It's crab meat. That is the main ingredient in Krabby Patties.
These are by far the three biggest questions in the show SpongeBob SquarePants. And today, I'm
not
going to
really
be answering all three of them and more with just one theory. Get ready for the darkest SpongeBob conspiracy you'll ever see. This is the evolution theory.
Alright.
We're back with another SpongeBob conspiracy. Guess I'm the SpongeBob guy now. That's all I make. I sure love these SpongeBob theories.
You and the theorizer.
Alex Bale out with another video. The makers of SpongeBob interfere, put in their own message to brainwash you people. Squilliam sends the doctor in. He's not really a doctor. He's just trying to infiltrate that little round thing on his head there. Oh my God. Thank God for Alex Bale. Look at that. He's helping me prove my point. You know what? That is awesome.
Maybe some of you love them a little too much. You know, I got other videos, right?
Alex, why didn't you mention me in this? You commented on my last video.
I make films and stuff too. Anyone want to watch?
Yeah, nobody cares.
Those? Anyways, by far the most popular SpongeBob theory out there is the Bikini Atoll nuclear radiation theory. It's confirmed that Bikini Bottom is actually beneath a real-life place called Bikini Atoll. From 1946 to 1958, the United States did nuclear tests there, devastating the area and leaving it radioactive.
Yeah, so, okay, fun fact. So you know how sometimes they show like nuclear blasts in the show? Like the one when Squidward buys the bomb pie that SpongeBob eats, and then at the end that he trips and it explodes, and you see the giant mushroom cloud? Yeah, that's actual like footage of where they did nuke testing in the 40s and 50s.
Active even to this day. The theory states that the reason why the citizens of Bikini Bottom can talk and have formed advanced societies is because of mutations caused by these nuclear tests. And that's about the whole theory. Even though there's tons and tons of videos about it, none of them actually go in depth with it or really look through the show for evidence. But y'all know that if Alex Bale is making a theory on it, then it's not going to be some baby surface
Yes, thank you, Alex. Thank you.
Level analysis. I will watch every single episode of SpongeBob. I will read every page of the goddamn Wikipedia. If I'm making a theory on it, then you guys know it's gonna be good. And once I really started looking into this theory, I realized that there is so much more here than anyone
I love
thinks.
this one. I love this song.
Because today we're going to be solving the biggest mysteries in the history of SpongeBob SquarePants and changing the way you look at the entire show.
Alright, let's do it.
Without further ado, let's begin the theory.
Let's fucking do it.
In order to find out whether the Bikini Atoll theory is true, we first have to determine whether fish talking and being so intelligent is unique to Bikini Bottom, or if that's just the way the SpongeBob universe works. You know, it could just be that all animals in this world are able to talk, and that's completely normal because at the end of the day, SpongeBob is still just a cartoon.
Wait, SpongeBob is connected to Disney? New theory, Alex?
Well, if we take a look at Season 10, Episode 10, Feral Friends, we get a...
Oh, I remember watching this one. I was like 15 when I watched it. I died of embarrassment. It was that bad, but...
hint about how the SpongeBob world works.
Aww.
In this episode, a green moon appears and transforms all the characters into less cartoony, real-life versions of themselves.
SpongeBob? Hat trick?
Just like in real life, they can't
Pearl!
talk and end up trying to eat each other. The French narrator is watching all this unfold, and he says this very important line.
I have been monitoring the behavior of the green moon all day. It is called Neptune's moon. Every 100 years, it de-evolves everyone in Bikini Bottom into primal fish.
Every 100 years, it de-evolves everyone in Bikini Bottom into primal fish. So this implies that the characters in Bikini Bottom are more evolved and were once like these primal fish. But this doesn't prove that the evolution...
Well, okay, wait, hold on. If it's every 100 years, so assuming that this atomic bomb test... Let's say this took place in 1950, okay? 1950, so by that logic... It would mean that this green moon this first green moon would take place, excuse me, would take place in 2050, right? Am I right? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Only exists in Bikini Bottom. It can
Right.
still be a worldwide phenomenon. Remember that bonus DVD clip I found in my television theory? It was about
Yeah.
humans studying fish in Bikini Bottom because of their intelligence.
Land-loving scientists have tried to learn the secrets of intelligence. Their studies led them to the sea, where the citizens of one undersea colony demonstrated a genius so enormous, the scientists felt compelled to record their actions for use in teaching mankind how to live better.
This makes it sound an awful lot like the fish in Bikini Bottom actually are uniquely evolved and it's not some worldwide phase. Then, in the SpongeBob 20-year anniversary special, SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout, we get a major piece of evidence for this theory. SpongeBob and Patrick take a tour of the surface world and eventually go to a fish store and see some very realistic, less evolved fish.
What kind of monsters would want to keep fish folk in jail like this? They're so beautiful.
They can't talk back to SpongeBob and Patrick, and they're actually able to swim freely through the water instead of being affected by gravity. They are clearly showing us that both evolved and primitive fish exist in this universe at the same time.
Okay.
Now, sometimes we've seen Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say the one where they what's it called? It's not pre-hibernation week. It's I can't remember what the episode's called. You guys know what I'm talking about. When SpongeBob and Sandy each do races, and they try to outdo each other. You know what I'm talking about. I was actually just gonna bring this up. I'm like, yeah, they go on land too, and they're fine. And also in the movie, both of the movies, oh, the third one, but the first two movies, they go on land as well. So whatever.
Characters represented as realistic fish like this, but only when they're out of water, never while they're still in water like these fish. We even see this again in the beginning of the third SpongeBob.
Yeah.
On the Run.
I haven't
The
seen
movie
this one,
opens with a
but
coral reef full of these realistic primal fish, but
Cool.
eventually we get to Bikini Bottom where the more evolved fish
Oh,
live. So
man.
there you go, direct proof that the citizens of Bikini
oh man, that animation looks freaky.
Bottom are uniquely evolved. This is a very deliberate world-building choice for the creators to make.
Hooray.
So I guess that kind of confirms the Bikini Atoll theory.
You're a little spotty.
Confirmed. We did it. Woo! Well, let's hold on for a
Oh,
second. As
never.
much as I'd love to call
I take that back. I'm sorry.
the theory complete, there's actually one major piece of evidence that gives me some resistance. Something I've never seen anyone else bring up when talking about this theory. Prehistoric Bikini Bottom.
I love this episode. I love it when they discover fire and they cook everything and they get super fat and then they fight over it. Yeah.
We've seen episodes like
Ugh.
or SB129 that show Bikini Bottom millions of years in the past, but we still see evolved versions of SpongeBob and Patrick. Sure, they may not be super intelligent or advanced, but they're still clearly way more evolved than the primitive, realistic versions we see in Feral Friends or in the fish store. So, how are we seeing these evolutions millions of years before the Bikini Atoll tests? Well, unfortunately, I think the only conclusion is that the Bikini Atoll theory just isn't true. I mean, clearly something has caused Bikini Bottom citizens to be uniquely evolved. There's no...
I have an idea. Bubbles did it. The dolphin. He did it. This ties to Gary. What if Gary created the civilization? The theorizer had an interesting theory about Gary. That Gary was like this evolved celestial god-like thing. What if Gary created Bikini Bottom? I don't know. You can challenge the theorizer on this, Alex.
denying that. But whatever caused it took place millions of years ago and couldn't have been the Bikini Atoll nuclear tests. Then what really caused the evolution? In the entire show, the only thing we've seen that directly affects the evolution of characters is the Green Moon and feral friends. Except the French narrator specifically calls it Neptune's moon.
It is
King Neptune. Okay, I take the Gary thing back as well. Oh, I thought I heard my phone ring.
called Neptune's moon.
Named after the ruler of the seven seas, King Neptune.
No, wrong Neptune!
King Neptune is a character who's been around since the beginning of the sea. He's a character who the Bikini Bottom citizens view as their god, and he's a character who has the ability to change fish into other forms.
What the?
King Neptune used his magic to turn the fish of the sea into more evolved subjects for him to rule over. He's the one who's been behind it all this time. Now, I could spend this entire video talking about King Neptune and his weird continuity and contradictions in the
Oh my god, he's a genie. I knew it. I don't understand why they made King Neptune different in the first SpongeBob movie. Oh.
show, but I'll save that for another theory.
Yeah,
What
they...
I'd much rather talk about are the implications
I like the
of
original
having
guy.
evolved and primitive fish coexisting in the sea. Now, we know that this evolution isn't specific to just Bikini Bottom. We've seen different cities and places far across the ocean that still have talking fish, which makes sense because the marine life in Bikini Bottom has evolved to resemble humans, so it's no surprise that just
Right.
like humans, they've expanded beyond Bikini Bottom and colonized other areas of the sea.
I wonder. Well, we could dive into this a little bit. Alex, if you're watching, which I hope you are, because you watched my last video, I think... God damn it. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. So I think... Let's experiment with this. So, by this, what he's saying... hang on. Let's... Hang on. I have something good to say. Hold on.
But now, I have an interesting question for you. What is the relationship between evolved fish and primitive unevolved fish?
I got it. This is totally hypothetical, off my mind, okay? I'm gonna turn on my lamp. There we go. So, let's take SB129, for example. If SB29 is SpongeBob and, like, primitive SpongeBob and Patrick, like, literally, that's it. And then, later on, it's Squidward, Squog, Spungar, and Patar, right? What if that was the beginning of, like, this evolved fish species? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if Bikini Bottom was kind of like the Garden of Eden? You know? Except without... Oh my god, I'm blowing my own mind. So what if Bikini Bottom was like the Garden of Eden, right? Neptune created these, like, creatures, like, just, like, a small amount. And then they did something wrong. Because, you know, in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, as they leave Bikini Bottom, you know, they go to that biker dude bar. I forgot what it's called. And they're being chased by that dentist guy, you know. But then again, Bikini Bottom's kind of the only... Or Bikini Bottom, New Kelp City, and a couple other places are the only places where there's, like, evolved fish life. This is weird, dude. This is getting weird. Thank you for making me think, Alex. My brain has not been used in a while.
Well, they probably just peacefully coexist in the sea without harming each other. You know, just like real-life humans and animals.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Oh, no. The war. The war? Oh, boy.
Season 3, Episode 10, the Krusty Krab training video, there is this hilarious, absurd moment when they're talking about Mr. Krabs.
After the war, Krabs stayed secluded in a deep depression that seemed endless.
Like, what war happened in Bikini Bottom? They just...
The Battle of Bikini Bottom. Well, that was long before Krusty Krab. Mr. Krabs was in the Navy. But what Navy?
just tell us this and then completely drop it. But with this new context, is it possible that crabs fought in a war against these primitive, wild fish of the sea?
Crabs? crustaceans versus fish? I don't know.
I mean, let's remember in Feral Friends, some of those de-evolved fish were massive compared to the evolved fish. And
Yeah.
they immediately started attacking each other.
The battle of the fittest rages on in the animal kingdom.
So yeah, in order for the Bikini Bottom citizens to survive and expand, they would probably break into some kind of war. And from the sounds of it, this war must have been pretty brutal to put Mr. Krabs into such a deep depression. But I'm getting ahead of myself.
The Navy. But, wait. If it was crabs against fish... Well, hold on. If it was crabs against fish, then how come Mr. Krabs... Like, the first episode in the 4th season when Mr. Krabs, like, outgrows his shell, you know? And he's visiting all of his Navy buddies.
Is there actually any evidence...
I know things.
that proves the war Mr. Krabs fought in was specifically this evolutionary war? Well, through the few flashbacks we get,
I don't
we know
think
that
so.
Mr. Krabs served in the Navy. And yes, they were sailing ships on an ocean, even though they're already underwater. This is actually a real-life phenomenon where certain parts of the...
Yeah, this is true. This is true. There are underwater, like, lakes and rivers. Like, the water in the lakes underwater is, like, super dense. And that's why there's, like, flowing rivers and lakes. It's actually pretty cool.
sea can have a higher level of salinity, and it looks like an underwater ocean. Shout out Miss Parks, my high school marine biology teacher.
Ooh!
We also know from maps of Bikini Bottom that the town is surrounded by this underwater ocean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that places Mr. Krabs' war outside of Bikini Bottom, where this evolutionary war would have to take place. Then if we took a look at Mr. Krabs' home, we see it is full of memorabilia from his past days in the Navy. But hidden within here is something that will
What could be worse than a giant paint bubble?
absolutely blow your
2 giant paint bubbles.
mind and answer one of the biggest questions in the show. Hanging there on his wall is a picture of a massive whale next to a ship.
Where's this, Alex? Where's this going, dude? Either blow my mind, please.
No, it can't be. Pearl's mother? Pearl is Mr. Krabs' whale daughter. The show never really explains how a crab can be the father of a whale, but most people just assume she was adopted. People have been speculating about who Pearl's biological mother is for years, and I think we finally just found our answer. We see 2 photos of this whale on a ship in Season 3, Episode 9, just 1 episode before we find out Mr. Krabs fought in a war.
Maybe the Depression? Was when he met this whale. And then afterwards, she died, and that's why he was depressed.
Since this is among all of Mr. Krabs' Navy stuff, I
Right.
think we can assume that this is something he encountered and not just some
Captain's quarters.
random picture of a whale on a ship above the ocean. The whale is massive compared to the ship. We've seen adult whales in Bikini Bottom before, but they are nothing compared to the size of this whale. This has a much closer resemblance to Pearl when she de-evolved in Feral Friends and became massive. So this has to be an unevolved primitive whale, and the picture clearly shows them fighting. Not only does this prove that there was a war between
Or, when Mr. Krabs was in the Navy, they got in a fight with this de-evolved whale. And Mr. Krabs felt bad for killing it, and saw that Pearl, baby Pearl, was right there, and he kept her as her own.
between evolved and
Or
primitive
as his own,
But Mr. Krabs definitely fought in it. But this also implies something very dark. Mr. Krabs killed Pearl's mother.
Ha ha ha! I knew it!
The only direct reference we get in the show to Pearl's mother is one of Mr. Krabs' many sayings, Mother of Pearl.
Mother of Pearl! Mother of Pearl! Holy Mother of Pearl!
He uses it in place of something like holy crap or dear God, only saying it when something truly shocking or terrible happens.
Oh,
Because
shit.
He knows the terrible thing that happened to Pearl's mother. Why did Mr. Krabs
Harpooned, probably.
go into such a deep depression after the war?
Because he felt bad for killing Pearl's mom.
He's haunted by what he's done. And the smoking harpoon to prove it is right there.
Ah!
So, that leaves us with an important question. Why did he adopt Pearl?
Because he felt bad for killing his mom. Her mom.
Killed her mother, he probably realized she had an infant daughter who had the evolutionary genes. Instead of leaving her to die, he adopted her as his own, all while keeping the dark secret that he was responsible for her mother's death. Woo! Childhood ruined yet? Well,
Nope.
don't worry, there's still time for this theory to get even worse. Now's
Oh,
your chance
shit.
to remove yourself before things get really dark.
Nope. The part where things get really dark. That one was a little bit more convincing than the last one. Good job, Alex.
Still here?
Yes.
Okay, so here's a fun question. What's the deal with all the pets in Bikini Bottom?
They're snails and worms. And the occasional puffy thingy. That's, yeah.
How come most fish are basically humans, but a snail or a worm acts like a pet? Well, just like humans have domesticated wild animals, it should be no surprise that evolved fish have domesticated primitive fish as pets.
Yeah,
unlike
that's
the
true.
massive primitive fish that the Bikini Bottom citizens have.
Is that Squidward and Pearl fighting?
But there's also smaller primitive fish like jellyfish, snails, spirit worms, seahorses, and clams that the Bikini Bottom citizens were able to form a symbiotic
And rabbits.
relationship
Sea
with.
rabbits.
Aw, and I thought you said this was gonna be the dark part, Alex.
Yes.
They're living peacefully together. That's nice. Okay, you got me. Here's another fun question. Where do the citizens of Bikini Bottom get their food? I mean, sure, some of it is plant-based, but there sure does seem to be an awful lot of meat-based food under the sea.
You know why? Because the Krabby Patty formula is crab.
I think you know where I'm going with this. The Bikini Bottom citizens eat primitive fish.
Or they eat each other. Whatever.
Haha, it's not cannibalism if they're less evolved than you, right? There's no moral dilemma there.
Alex, you know, it's been proven that the Krabby Patty formula is made of crab, right? I hope you say this in the video. If not, oh boy.
In Season 3, Episode 13, we see direct proof of this when the characters go fishing for primitive clams. This is something completely normal in this
I take that all back, I'm sorry.
world. And then there's the chum bucket, which sells chum. Chum. Chum is literally just ground up fish. The show isn't even hiding this. Now, we don't really see too much of the meat harvesting side of Bikini Bottom, and I'm not surprised they're keeping it on the DL, you know, with the whole cannibalism thing, but there is one secret to making food that is kept more secret than anything in
Krabby Patty!
Bikini Bottom. The best kept secret in the entire show. You already know what I'm gonna say. The Krabby Patty secret formula. Throughout the show, there's been lots of contradictory evidence about the Krabby Patty secret formula. Season 4, Episode 7, Mr. Krabs says it's an old family recipe.
Your mother knows the Krabby Patty formula?
Of course she does. It's an old Krabs family recipe.
But in Season 5, Episode 1, apparently Mr. Krabs discovered it on his own by accidentally mixing random ingredients together.
Well, maybe Mr. Krabs told everybody. Well, what's in those jars?
I've done it. I discovered the perfect patty batter.
Sometimes it's a secret formula, sometimes it's a book, sometimes it's a secret sauce, and any glimpse we get at the formula is just random nonsense. There is a ton of contradictory evidence out there, but I think this might all be intentional. In order to throw people off, Mr. Krabs has spread misinformation about the Krabby Patty formula.
Probably
in fact,
has.
He's already done this in Season 3, Episode 18 by hiding a
A pinch of salt, 4 scoops of chopped onions, a cup of love, and 4 heaping pounds of ground plankton.
fake formula for Plankton to find that says he's the secret ingredient.
Right.
Together with the most important ingredient of all, 4 heaping pounds of freshly ground plankton?
I can predict Alex. Alex, I think you and I are getting a connection going.
And the contradictions aren't just inside the show. Even one of the SpongeBob crew members.
Yes, the formula shall always remain secret, but I can tell you that there is no meat whatsoever in the Krabby Patty. So they're all vegan?
Once said that Krabby Patties are vegetarian.
But then there's ice cream in Bikini...
contain no meat. But I've always been a little suspicious about what the creator...
You know why? Vegan burgers are bad.
say.
Vegetarian burgers are bad. I'm sorry. I said it.
They've
I
also
said
said
it.
that they're not allowed to show fish as food, except they clearly do with chum, clam fishing, and all the many, many gags.
I remember that.
It's almost like they're not allowed by Nickelodeon to publicly acknowledge this because that could create a controversy, but they could still sneak this dark secret into the show. So, what is the true secret ingredient? Where does the meat really...
Crab.
really come from.
It's crab, I think. I don't know.
It's strange, we never really see Mr. Krabs get the meat delivered, or at least go out himself to get
He beats the meat.
it. It's almost like he has all the meat he needs stockpiled somewhere. What primitive meat can Mr. Krabs have access to? Maybe he's been holding on to something from the war. What could Mr. Krabs have killed during the war that he doesn't want anyone to find out about? Something big enough.
Okay. Alrighty. I don't think a whale would. A whale is a very large animal, but I don't think a whale would have that much meat on her.
Enough to supply him with meat for years without needing more.
Yeah, years. Like. Okay.
What could that be? You really gonna make me say it?
No.
Mr. Krabs is using Pearl's dead mother's carcass to make Krabby Patties.
It's crab. It's been proven, I think. I don't know. I think it's crab.
Woo! We did it! Yeah, we solved the mystery.
You still got like 5 minutes to go.
We did it! I'm so glad. Season 1, Episode 15, Sleepy Time. Mr. Krabs has a dream that he's on a boat fishing for a massive dollar. This is his memory of killing Pearl's mother, except now all he sees her as is money. And take a guess what name he calls the dollar.
What's he doing, Mr. Krabs?
I'm picking Neptune's bucket.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about cold, hard flipping cash. It's the mighty Moby Dollar.
Moby Dollar. A direct reference to Moby Dick, a story about hunting a whale. Are you kidding me? And that is the evolution theory. I warned you guys this would be a dark one.
It wasn't that dark, but okay.
Bikini Atoll theory, King Neptune, Pearl's mother, the Krabby Patty formula, we hit everything.
It all ties together.
Even if you don't agree with all of it, you gotta admit, a lot of this makes sense.
It does.
Gene
It
Krabs'
does.
aspirations for money and greed have caused him to do terrible, terrible things. At least his love for Pearl seems to be real, so maybe there's some small amount of good in him. And even though Pearl's mother probably provides tons of meat, eventually he's gonna run out and he'll have to face what he's done. Well, unless of course there's another whale he has access to. Nope. No. No. Mr. Krabs wouldn't do that. He loves Pearl. He's not just raising her for Krabby Patty meat. Even Mr. Krabs isn't that much of a monster.
From every side I've ever seen to the sweetest sound I've heard, I'd gladly give up everything for all the money that I've earned.
Huh. Well, alrighty then. That's the end of that theory. Just gonna end it here before there's any more dark plot twists. You guys have been insanely supportive with these SpongeBob theories, so I guess I have to make more. I've been your host, Alex Bale. Thanks for watching.
Oh shit. Not another ending. I'm not gonna skip this one this time. I wonder where he lives.
Hey. Just want to let you know that I think I'm gonna take a break from the SpongeBob videos for a little bit.
You motherfucker! No!
It's not you. I mean, the videos are great. People love them. It's just, I think I want to go back to making actual films for a bit.
I see a red dot.
Okay then. Thanks for everything. I guess I'll just see you around.
Come on, man. You gotta make more. I'm getting... Wait. I see a tiny glimpse of something. Right here. Right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can see it.
You were unnoticed and unloved. But now you have millions of views. You have forsake them.
Honestly, Alex, yeah, bro. Come on. Come on. I mean, I love you, dude. You make some good shit, but...
I just, I don't want to really make these videos forever. I don't want to be known as the SpongeBob guy.
No, that's the Theorizer. I think you and the Theorizer are the SpongeBob guys. What is that?
My boy,
Is that the Blob?
you really think they will care about your little films? I am your muse. I have given you the gift of knowledge. If you wish to go back to anonymity, then be my guest. But I know who
Oh.
you really are.
Number 5. I wonder what it is. I'm gonna take a guess. Alex, if you watched my last video and I mentioned something about a Patrick theory, you should do that. Or something new. I don't know. Maybe you could do a theory about SpongeBob. Maybe you could do a theory about Squidward. Squidward's past. You kind of did a little bit with Squilliam, but we dive deeper with Squidward. Or maybe, just maybe, something about Plankton. Well, that was it. Cool. Alex, just for that, I'm gonna give you a like. Well, let's look at the comments. Bro, it literally all makes sense. Oh, yeah. Loved it. Daddy found me on the day I was born, according to him. My mom died suddenly. I know the family... Julia Gills. What the fuck? You just ruined my day. Whatever. Alright. Well, cool. That was fun. Alex, A+. Good job. 99%. Just some things that I mentioned earlier about, I already forgot. I'll probably look back at it. I take back some of the dumb things I said about you because you said them later. But, yeah. Alright. Wait, before, wait, I just want to see. What is the Krabby Patty secret formula? What does this site say? We all love SpongeBob. Cocaine. Of course it's cocaine. I've always heard that it's crab meat and that Mr. Krabs is a cannibal. That's why you don't see any other crabs in Bikini Bottom. Like, I've only seen a couple, besides his grandpa in that one episode when, the pirate dude and his mom, and, like, that episode with his 3 nephews. Those are the only crabs I've ever seen in SpongeBob. I don't know. Alright, well, that was fun. A+. Thank you, Alex. I love you. Yeah, do a good job on the next one.